Hello, welcome everyone. I'm going to do a fireplace stonework tutorial. I had done this page out of Debbie Maccomer's Come Home to Color, and I had done these stones and they turned out really well. I was very proud of myself. So I posted it and a couple other people asked if I could share my combo and technique. So I thought, why not? Now I looked through both her Christmas books and unfortunately she does not have another stone fireplace like that in either one. So in all my Christmas books, this is Cozy Christmas by Jessica Mazurkowitz. This was, possibly still is, like $3 on Amazon. Was clearance there for a long time. And Enchanted Christmas as well. But anyways, back to topic. This is the page I found. This was the closest to the same style stones and fireplace I found. Sorry if you can hear the beeping. Then we got hit by a massive blizzard, so snow plows and power company is out and about. Anyway, this is the closest I could find, so I'm going to do this one. So for this, I'm going to do the same thing, same colors I did on that one, because that is what is requested. My suggestion to you is if you don't like it, it's not gray enough for what you're going for, follow the technique, change your colors up. Do all dark grays and cold grays, or warm grays and French grays, whatever works for you. But I'm going to show you how I got mine. So first of all, I'm going to pull you down a little bit. Okay, I feel like that is good. And then I'm going to talk about the colors I used. So I pulled all my French grays. So 90% French gray, 70% French gray, 50% French gray, 20% French gray. I skipped 30 on purpose. They were so close to me that I felt like it was not necessary. And then putty beige to give it that little bit of yellow color. Now again, if you are not into this color palette, you want a more gray one, pull out your grays and like there's a 30% warm gray. Do warms. 30%. Sorry for the sharpening. That one is 20%. Here's a cold. So that is a pale cold gray and a 20% cool gray. Like, you can mix and match any palette you want. The main reason I liked the French grays was because they're a little brown. And I had a lot of wood and gold in that palette, and so I felt like they went together. Now for this one, I'm also going to do, for one, because it was requested, but for two, I have this wood around it and the floor and things, so I think it'll go nicely together. So what I did is I started, I'm going to turn this just a little because I'm a lefty, with my putty beige. And I'm just going to do this nice little section right here, right in the open where everybody can see what's going on. And I cleared the whole thing in. Now I am not base layering this whole thing in one color. Do not do that. I want it very random. I don't want a pattern. If you end up with two next to each other, it is not going to be the end of the world. So you don't have to worry about that. But okay, then I'm going to pick 20%. Now notice I'm not filling in all the white. It's not necessary. We're not going for perfection. This is purely planning only. Okay, then I'm going to go 50. Now again, this one's a little darker, so I'm not going to clear the whole thing, but I'm going to fill it in. Now this one will look a little darker, but notice I went lighter, so I'm going to darken this one a little. And then when I'm done, these two will have a different color. Okay, and then the next part is up to you whether you want an actual dark stone. So this is the 90 or not. So totally up to you there. I'm going to come in with the putty for this one. Now, the one I did not have as big of gaps in between the stones. I'm still going to use my French grays for that as well. But probably not until I have everything colored. And then I'll kind of decide. So, now I got these planned out a little bit. So, the ones I did putty beige on, my next color is going to be French gray. See, that's why I said it wasn't a huge deal if you colored in the whole square or not. Because I'm going to come in with these darker colors anyway. So I'm just adding a little dark to the corners. You use all the colors mostly, basically, on each stone anyway. It's just the pattern that gives them each a little bit different color. So then I'm going back to the putty to blend everything. Okay. If you want a little darker on your corners, or if you want a divot right here, like this stone is got a little curve in it, you put in your dark, okay, and then you come back over and lightly blend it so there's no lines. You can see the color, but you can't see the lines, just like that. Okay, let me pull out just one more. Okay, there we go, getting a nice close up here. So this one is 70%, so I'm going over my 50 here. And I'm going to make sure this is dark right here because it's where it bends around. So I'm even going to go, sorry, my 90. This one I'm going to bring in my dark on the corners here, maybe a little in the middle. Okay, I'm going to blend it out. Now, if this is too dark, bring in your 20. I was going to say 10. And again, we're just getting rid of the lines a little. We want to see the dark, but not the lines. That's why I said, if you get two stones right next to each other, it's not a huge deal because the colors you put over it and how you blend it out will change the tone of it anyway. Okay, so this is gray, so I'm going to come in with my 50%. This was my 20% French gray. So I'm coming over it with the 50, going all the way around. Okay, and then I'm going to blend it. I'm not going to put any beige on this one, the putty beige, because I don't want to turn it yellow like this. And if you only like a couple colors, a couple stones out of the whole pattern, pick those colors and alternate those all the way through. It is your fireplace, whatever you like. So yeah, we get that nice dark on the outside and a light circle in the middle. Helps give it that little bit of realism feel. Okay, this one is that putty beige again. So I'm going to bring in this, and I'm just going to go on the bottom this time. I'm going to bring in a little of the French gray 10, just to help blend it. Sorry, that's my older girl. All right, and blend it out. Just like that. All right, sorry about that. We are officially fighting over the Christmas tree. Okay, so this was my dark, so I'm just bringing in my 70%. And with this dark, I'm also going to bring in my 10. And the neat effect it gives is I'm going to make sure I get it all the way to the edge here first. Okay, you can either leave the center dark or you can put in a lighter spot. And then just kind of blend that out a little so it's not so that. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to bring my 70 in on the corners a little, just to help kind of round those. Okay. 50. And 20. And I don't want it to match that one exactly, so I'm going to come over with another layer of this one and just leave it a little darker. So still blending with this one a little bit. And of course you can play with it. I'm just very lightly, not even pressing the paper, just enough to add a little color down. Okay, now we're back to this 10% we put in, so we're going to start with 50. Okay, we're going to blend. Then I'm going to take 70 and add a little to this crease right here. Not sure how they got bricks to do that, but there's a little curve right there, so I'm going to darken it a little. And then I'm going to darken these corners just a dot. Okay, now the putty beige again. I think the putty beige turns out to be my favorite. 50 and blend. Now on this one, I'm going to take that 10% and I am going to put it right in the center. And then if I need to, I can come back in and darken around it a little. Okay, got a little, just adding a little putty beige to this one so the color's a little different. Same with this one here. Leave it kind of light. I don't want it exactly the same. So I'm gonna leave that one alone. This is my dark stone, so I'm kind of fixing my corners. So you can see the main part is to come in, plan it out a little, and then just play with all your colors as you go, basically, once you have the colors you like. That one's too white, so I'm going to fix it up a little. There we go. Okay, so I'm just kind of using a little bit of all my colors here, picking and choosing what I like. As long as you blend all the lines out, it doesn't really matter how you get there. Alright, so then in between the stones, I'm personally probably going to go putty. Now, like I said, mine didn't have this gap, so I didn't have this on there, but I'm probably going to go putty, and then I'm going to put a little line here to show that my stones are kind of lifted off of that. So I'm going to go up this side of the stone. Blend it out if we get too streaky. So this is my 70% that I'm using to shadow my stones in with. %70% and putty. And again, if you want more gray, go for it. Just the kind of the color combination I found that I liked. Okay, again, gonna come down this side of this one and the bottom. Not gonna go across the top because we wouldn't really see a shadow across the top of them. But I am gonna make sure I got this one in good. And this one. Again, up this one side here, keeping all my shadows to the same side. Okay, so if you want to darken it in spots, like if you think it's too yellowy, just make sure not to use a color darker than your shadows and dirty it up a little. Over here, let's do this little section. I'll show you what it looks like if you go darker, for those of you that want darker around your stones. I'm not going to erase out where I accidentally went over my stone. I'm going to blend it out. Make it part of it here. So there is that. There is the stones and 2 colors around it. So for the front of this fireplace, these are all matching. So what I did with mine, because my fire was glowing, is I colored the edge of these yellow. And I probably don't have enough time to do the inside of the fireplace, but of course not the whole inside of your fireplace would glow. Keep that in mind. And then I did this 10%, so I'm just going to do a couple of these here so you don't have to watch the whole fireplace. But it blends with the yellow nicely. Now I did have to do a couple layers back and forth of this, but I started with that. Okay, my 70% is going to be my middle color. I'm also going to put a little here on this stone, just because I don't want them all to look exactly the same, just dirtying up a couple or making divots in them, however you want to phrase it. Okay, now if you decide that's not dark enough and you want to come back with this, go for it. I'm not going to do it on all of them, but a couple. Okay. Lighter color. This one is my 50. Going around the edges. Notice I'm not really blending it in, just layering the colors. Okay, beautiful. I know it looks beautiful right now. I'm going to add a little beige, but not to all of them. These stones generally are matching, and I also found out they're called capstones, I believe. I heard. But I want to change mine up a little. And then I come back in with my 20. Now, pardon the noise. And then I blend everything out. So I make sure I go over that yellow again. Okay, and then a little bit, I need to darken this part back up because it kind of got blended out. All right, so there is that. There is my little fireplace tutorial. Like I said, the inside of this fireplace, I'll show you this one, if I can find my page, is not all lit up. So you start brightest fire in the middle, and then kind of darkest shadow around your fire, lightest toward the edges. This fire is built kind of neat, so I would leave the very center of that, make sure my tip's clean, white. I wouldn't even color it. So I'd leave it white, and then just kind of work my way out from there. Now, I'm not really staying in the lines. That's kind of up to you, how you color fire. I'm just doing this as a quick demonstration of how I got mine. Sorry about the noise. I did not pull my fire colors ahead of time because I didn't think I would get that far. One second. Okay, that was a little easier than having you hear me dig through all my pencils here. Okay, and the fire behind this is going to be the darkest. And then I'm going to add a little of this sharpen. Leaving that center white as much as I can. Okay, and just kind of blending everything together a little here with all my colors. And then I'm going to take my light orange and it's really up to you how big you want your glow around your fire, but and then work your way out to lighter. So I'm going to quickly put in a little darker around the fire here. Okay, I'm going to blend everything together here. Now, I don't want a perfect triangle because fires don't glare perfectly, but okay. And then my putty beige would be my next color I bring in because it has that little bit of yellow to it. And there may be a better way, more professional way to do this. This is just how I did mine. Okay, my 90% French gray is gonna go right up here. It will look lighter once it's all blended out. Turning a little. Mine did also not have all this, so I didn't have to put all this in. So it's kind of up to you the effect you're going for, but make sure this is pretty dark. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing. We'll just kind of work in little by little dark grays here. Not blending yet, just placing colors down. Okay, and then that French gray, the 20%, you can fill in right here. Kind of blend it out how you like it. So there is my fireplace, basically. It needs some more blending. Okay, and I might even come in and, you know, just kind of add a couple rough spots here and there. Might add a little more putty beige, just because it's a dirty fireplace. It's used. I go back and darken up my darks a little. But there is that. So let me pull you out. So there we are. That is my very quick rundown of how I did my fireplace. I hope that helps some of you. I should have did some of these closer to the side of the fireplace. I did, so you could see it all together. I'll do that before I post the cover picture, so you can kind of see how everything comes together here. Yeah, basically you just pick your colors and start blending. Blend, blend, blend. That one I'm going to leave a little notch in the middle. So if I want to do a darker one here. Kind of putting a couple over here so you can see it all together with the fireplace. But yeah, so there is that. Questions, comments, anything, please let me know. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.